Good evening and welcome to the final story part of the Sonic Generations PC playthrough. So, throughout this whole time we've been collecting Chaos Emeralds. Whenever we beat a boss or a rival battle, we were rewarded with a Chaos Emerald. There are 7 Chaos Emeralds total, and I know there were only 6 boss fights altogether, but at the end of the last part we got a bonus one. So for plot significant reasons we have all 7 Chaos Emeralds now, and now we have to put them into these little cogs here, and it basically allows us to platform our way up to the gate to the final boss fight of the game. I gotta say that while it's a little bit annoying to have to get the gears going in order to get to the final boss, it at least has some atmospheric sense to it where, you know, this area just has the sound of clocks ticking and stuff. It's good build up to the final level. Unfortunately, the final boss fight of this game is unfortunately, I don't find it very fun at all, and I know a lot of people agree with me on that, but we'll get into why that is when we actually get to the final boss of the game. So, you gotta just get to the middle of each gear, and then it'll eventually start turning. And yes, you can get down to the gate to the final level from this part, but you actually do need to get all 7 Chaos Emeralds moving the gears in order to properly activate the portal to the final level. And one thing that I want to mention is that we really haven't seen Dr. Eggman much in this game so far. I mean, we fought a couple of his robots, but he didn't really have any lines, and the story really didn't show us Eggman that much. So the next cutscene we're going to look at once the final portal loads is sort of Dr. Eggman's time to shine, because just like there are 2 Sonics, there has to be 2 Eggmans, because Eggman's been there since the very start, just like Sonic. So for that reason, this next cutscene is actually one of my favorites in the game, and hopefully you'll see why.
Okay, whatever you are, if you want to avoid an embarrassing beatdown, you better give up now.
You're not in a position to demand anything, you nasty little pincushion.
Eggman! But how?
He had a little help.
Dr. Robotnik!
Nobody calls me that anymore. If you would be so kind as to explain, gentleman genius Dr. Eggman from the future. It will be my pleasure, most excellent and efficacious Dr. Eggman of the past. After my most recent setback, I stumbled upon the primordial form of this unique creation, which I discovered had amazing abilities even I have never been able to master. It could erase time and space. I then had the brilliant idea to use my discovery to undo my previous defeats. In order to perfect it, I needed the help of somebody as smart as I am. The only person that smart is me. Oh, you are too kind, my dear future self, and I was happy to help. I captured your friends, flinging them through time to bait my traps.
But the more your monster tears through time, the more damage you do to the world.
The world? I'm going to own the world when I'm finished with Sonic! Wow, will I really get that crazy? We'll see who's crazy after I destroy both Sonics. Forever. You mean after we destroy them? Less arguing, more destroying.
Destroy me? You and what mustache? I beat you all the time by myself, and now there's two of me.
Then I'll have twice as much fun defeating you.
Keep moving!
Move all you want, I'm still going to stump you into a blue jelly. That was just to soften you up. Now it's time to meet your doom.
Do it, Sonic!
Come on, Sonic! Smack him!
Not you!
You've got this, Sonic.
You can win, Sonic.
Who are they? They are insignificant.
You've got the power, Sonic. Focus your spirit.
We're with you guys! I believe in you, Sonic!
Don't give in, Sonic.
I know you can do this, Sonic!
You can win, Sonic!
You always do.
Time to scramble some Eggman, Super Sonic style!
Alright, so it's time to battle the Time Eater. And boy, the Time Eater fight is one of the most frustrating and anticlimactic battles you'll ever find in the Sonic franchise. See, my main problem with the Time Eater is that the control during this level is awful. It's very slippery, and it's very picky on what registers as a hit against the Time Eater, and it's very hard to feel like you're moving forward in this boss fight. And you also gotta keep it in mind that you are Super Sonic in this level, so you are constantly losing rings. You are invincible, but you are constantly losing rings. If you go down to 0 rings, you will lose a life. That's what Super Sonic has been ever since his debut in Sonic 2, is that you are invincible, but you need to keep a steady line of rings in order to maintain your super form. This would all be okay, but it's so hard to see the rings coming in this fight. Sure, if you boost near them, the rings will be attracted to you, because that's how the boost works, but unfortunately, so many things in this level are yellow. You have the yellow Sonic, you have yellow rings, you have yellow homing missiles that are coming after you, you have yellow clock pieces floating around. It's so easy to lose track of Sonic and the rings in this level, and it just makes it really graining on the eyes. All you gotta do in this level is boost into the Time Eater's core. If you can do that, then it's a fairly easy boss fight. But in my experience, and maybe I'm using the wrong strategy, maybe I'm not, that doesn't excuse the poor control, but it seems almost like dumb luck to get the hits in on the Time Eater. You can get really close to him, and then he'll knock you away using some attack, because that's what all the attacks do. They don't hurt you, they just knock you backwards, so you have to start over your progress to get to the core, and then you boost into it. That's all there is, really. There is a way to kind of throw the other Sonic, since you're playing both of them at once. You can like throw the other Sonic for some reason. For a long time I thought that had something to do with it, but I never got a hit in on the Time Eater using that method, so you know, it's just a very unpolished, seemed almost tacked on at the very end type boss fight, and it just really wasn't that fun to play. So yeah, I spliced all that together so it wasn't such a long fight, but I'll comment more on that during the credits.
Still warm. Time travel. I'll admit, you weren't half bad, Sonic.
Half bad? Are you kidding? He was all great! He collects how many? Wow, where does somebody put all those gold rings? You know what? I don't know. I keep forgetting to ask.
It was great teaming up with you. Hope you learned a few tricks that'll help you out in the future. I mean, the past. You know what I mean. Dude, sweet! And you're only gonna get better!
There's our ride!
Hey, Sonic! Enjoy your future! It's gonna be great!
And with that, we are done with the story of Sonic Generations. And just to, sort of summarize my thoughts on that final boss is that it just is way too funky with the hitboxes and the slippery control that it's just very not fun to play. And like I was saying, if I'm using the wrong strategy, that doesn't excuse some of the things I pointed out about the boss fight. It's just seemed a bit like a missed opportunity to maybe have a boss fight where, the time meter's throwing different enemies or bosses from Sonic's past at Sonic in order to defeat him. I think that could have been a cool fight, but it could have been a Sonic 06 situation where they wanted to make sure they got this game out for the 20th anniversary of Sonic. They didn't want to wait to delay the game back to 2012 and maybe give us a better boss fight. Maybe they just needed a way to wrap the game up somehow. So that's why we got such a lackluster final boss, but either way, the rest of the game is excellent. And like I said, there's a ton of content in the game. Each level has a ton of side missions. I mentioned the skill shop. You can customize the way Sonic plays to your liking. There are a bunch of collectibles in the red rings. The red rings give you music and pictures to look at in a gallery, and each side mission gives you pictures and music to look at in the gallery. There's even a mode which I never really used where it was like a trophy room where you can input codes that you get on Sonic merchandise and get a little trophy to look at in the trophy room. And like I said, a ton of extra content, and I do want to take a look at that in order to make this LP complete. I may look into different ways to presenting videos. Those videos will likely be much longer videos than in previous parts of the LP, but we'll get there when we get there, I suppose. And yeah, overall, Sonic Generations easily one of my favorite Sonic games of all time, especially the PC version. It runs more smoothly. There's mod support. One thing I didn't mention in the rooftop run part is that there is a complete mod put together that has levels from Sonic Unleashed, essentially all of the daytime levels put into a PC version, and has the physics and control of Sonic Generations, which is generally seen as superior to Sonic Unleashed. So that's definitely something we're going to take a look at on this channel at some point in the future as well. During the credits we get a nice little montage of Sonic through the years. If you are curious of what some of the levels looked like in their original form, this is a cool way to look at it. Also lets you listen to the original music tracks of those games, as opposed to just their remixes in the levels you play in Sonic Generations. What else is there to say about Sonic Generations? Just one of the coolest things we could have ever gotten for Sonic's 20th anniversary in the video game world. There aren't very many franchises that stick around for that long, yet alone have the fan base to constitute a game quite like Sonic Generations. Super Mario is probably the only other major video game series that has lasted as long as Sonic and has a similar fan base to Sonic. But we're sort of not really in the Mario versus Sonic time frame anymore. Typically Mario is seen as putting out the superior titles nowadays, but Sonic is still going strong. I know this game came out in 2011, it is now 2015. We have Sonic Lost World and Sonic Boom under our belt since then, and both of those games received very mixed reviews, and people are starting to maybe get back to saying that Sonic is unable to put out any good games anymore. But like I said before, it's gonna take more than a couple lackluster games to kill the Sonic franchise. There's just way too many people that are part of the Sonic fan base, and if you need any proof of that, you can just look up a series called Sonic Shorts on YouTube, and it has a bunch of fan-made animations of Sonic in many different forms, whether they're referencing the Sonic comic series or the Sonic TV shows or video games. Just a lot of love for the Blue Hedgehog, and we'll definitely expect to see Sonic sticking around for quite some time, I'd like to say. You may say I'm being a little bit over-optimistic with that, considering some Sonic's blunders in the past, but I don't think I'm wrong in saying that Sonic is going to be part of the video game world for as long as video games exist. He's just too big of an icon to be missed that way. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this Let's Play. This is sort of like the first ending of the Let's Play. Like I said, I'm going to do side missions, collect red rings, and show off the skill shop and all that stuff. But we can consider that as sort of after-story stuff that isn't part of the main Let's Play. If you want to consider this the end of the Let's Play and stop watching here, everything is there. All the story, all the levels, basically gets the point of Sonic Generations across. But like I said, there's a bunch of extra content to take a look at. So stay tuned for that if you want. If you are not going to stick around for that, thank you so much for watching. This has been Metal Blade 172, signing off for the first LP.
Are you sure you saw a door over here? What? You were the one who said you saw a door over here! Well, I know it was one of us. Shut up and keep looking. What time is it? It's the exact same time as when you asked earlier, and it'll be the exact same time when you ask later. There is no time here! Let me just say that this was a brilliant plan that you came up with. Don't get too self-righteous. It'll be your plan pretty soon. I'm gonna dedicate the rest of my life to forgetting it. I heard that! Do we ever win? That depends on your definition of win. Beating Sonic? Oh, well then no. That doesn't give me much hope. Maybe I'll go back and get my teaching degree. That's not a bad idea. I've always enjoyed telling people what to do.